morning, good afternoon. I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, or whatever. Welcome back to Tired Reads, or if you're new here, welcome to Tired Reads. I'm Jacob. Alright, in today's video we're doing my June wrap-up, and I cannot believe it is already July. I don't really know where the time went. I have nothing to show for 6 months of the year already happening. Yeah, not much. So let's just dive into it. If you've seen my last wrap-up, which I'll link up above, you'll know that I'm bad at wrap-ups. So we're just gonna quickly do this. Nice, short, sweet, simple, though I said that last time and it was a decent chunk of time. Let's get into it. So the first book I read in June was Heartstopper, Volume 2 by Alex Oseman. It was a lovely continuation of Nick and Charlie's relationship. It talked about Nick coming out to his mom as bisexual. It was just adorable. I love everything about this. I love the art style. Can I find a good page? I love the art style, which you probably can't see. I love the covers. I love the story. I have the next volume ready, waiting to go, and that'll be coming up in July. So 5 stars to Heartstopper Volume 2. Next up, I read The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I gave this 5 stars and it was spectacular. I love this book. It was such a fun, horror book, but not that scary. It felt almost more of a thriller. You just kept turning the page because you weren't sure what was happening. It was so atmospheric. I really felt like I was in the South, basking in the heat in the 80s. There was so much misogyny, really hate men after reading this, but it was just so well written. The plot was so fun. I thought it was well paced. There were some, with that said, I will say there were some lulls, but not too many that it was pulling you out of the story. But if you want to hear more thoughts on this and deeper thoughts than just how great it was and how I enjoyed it so much, and you should definitely pick it up. It's such a great summer horror book that I would highly recommend, especially if you're feeling a little spoopy. But please check out my reading vlog that I did with this, and you can hear more thoughts on about this. Next, I read Legendborn by Tracy Dion. Another 5 stars. When I tell you, y'all, this month was so good. Such a good reading month. It really made me get back into the reading mood. So I'm excited for July to see what's gonna come up, This book is about a girl who goes to college. She's 16, it's an early admittance program, and then stumbles upon a society of the Knights of the Round Table, I think it's called. It's Arthurian legend, tale of the legend of Arthur. It's spun in that, and it's set in North Carolina. It's layered with so much topical conversation about race and identity. First of all, the cover, stunning. Second of all, the writing, perfect. Did not think this was slow at all. I will say, I wasn't familiar with the legend of Arthur that much, but Tracy does a great job at weaving enough information within it to help you not feel so lost while reading it, but I will say it was a little bit of a steep learning curve getting into it, but once you're in it, I'd say past maybe the 60-page mark, you'll fly through it, and it was just such a quick turn pager. There were some surprises, some reveals. I was like, oh, but there was just so much that I was just so happy for and excited for reading this. Loved it so much. Might be one of my favorite books of the year. Might be too soon, but highly recommend this, especially if you're looking for a school setting but not set in school, if that makes sense. We're not following her to classes. We're following her in the society and her infiltrating because she's revealed some facts that her mother may or may not have died by the hands of this society. So she dives into that, and she learns about her history, her family history, the ties she has with this society. So once again, highly recommend. The last physical book that I read this month, Hood Feminism, Notes from the Woman That a Movement Forgot by Mickey Kendall. And y'all, I've been putting this off so long because I wanted to tab it up because I just knew it would be so good. And there were so many like one-liners, paragraphs, whole chapters, I guess they're more like essays, about so many different topics that like are overlooked a lot when you talk about feminism, especially like the white female perspective of feminism and what that has shaped society into thinking, when really there's so many different conversations that need to be added into that. She does a wonderful job. First of all, the cover, stunning. Second of all, the writing was so nice. The audiobook was also great. I believe it was narrated by her, but some of my favorite essays in this, let's see. I should have marked in the front, but I didn't. So here we go. Let's see if I can find them. We're gonna go in reverse, so this is gonna be rough. Education was a really good one about like the school to prison pipeline, and it also talks about police in schools and how that damages a lot of kids. Missing and Murdered. I thought Black Girls Don't Have Eating Disorders, but had some very good like topics. How to write about Black women I thought was very eye-opening for me and was very insightful throughout. It's Raining Patriarchy was also a good one. Hashtag Fast-Tailed Girls and Freedom and Hunger and Gun Violence was also a good one. They were all good, but this one really stuck out to me. But wonderful, insightful book. I highly recommend this, especially if you consider yourself a feminist. If you want equality for all and not just your own race, specifically white people, it extends beyond that, and it extends to beyond the, as Mickey says in this, it extends beyond the typical conversations that you hear regarding feminism. I don't rate nonfiction stuff or like memoirs or anything, just because I find it weird to rate someone's personal life. Then I moved on to audiobooks. So my first audiobook, Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I read, had to go right up the steps, so I had a breath. 4 stars. It's about this book of this girl going missing, and you know, in Celeste Ng's fashion, you have these like dual timeline perspectives of looking at the present and the past, and then what led up to the disappearance and death of this girl. And it's all just a family drama. Like, I love a good family drama sometimes when I'm in the mood. You know, you have to be in the right mood for a family drama. And you know, I was in the mood for it, so I picked this up and it was good. I enjoyed the audiobook. I thought it was a nice narration. The writing, of course, was gorgeous. I loved Celeste Ng's writing. I recommend it if you're looking for a nice familiar drama. Yeah. Then I read Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave this 4 stars. I read this for a video that's upcoming, so I'm not going to spoil too much about it, even though it's already spoiled a bit. But that video is going to come up as soon as I can finish the next book. As soon as I can finish the next book for it. But please stick around for that, so you know, you should subscribe so you can not miss out on that fun video, because it's going to be pretty fun. But that's a book that follows this band called Daisy Jones and the Six, which, I mean, it's a fun time. It follows their highs and lows of becoming a band. They're starting a band. It's an interview style format. I would only, if you're watching this, I would only recommend listening to it. I don't know about reading it. I didn't pick up the physical, but the audiobook, full cast narration. Awesome time. Wonderful. I would have loved some like excerpts of some songs in there, but like that, I digress. Check out the vlog for more information. And the final book that I read this last month was The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. Again, I don't rate by nonfiction biography type books. I thought it was a wonderful book. I believe it's written in prose, but I listened to it, so I'm not 100% sure that there was that flow. And they talked about like poetry a lot in it, so I'm assuming it's about poetry. I loved it. It talked about their upbringing from like 6 years old to college at 20, I'm assuming. Followed them coming out, diving into the world of drag and what that means to them. My only like peculiar question of this is that the main character in the book was named Michael, but the author is Dean Atta, and so I don't know if Dean Atta just like made this character to like represent them, or there's a name change in there somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe I should look it up and insert it right here. Couldn't find anything, but maybe it's just a pseudonym, so we love an author with mystique. Yeah, I would recommend that. It was a wonderful read, a good way to close out Pride. Happy Pride to all the LGBTQIA+ members out there. You are more than welcome to stay on this channel and hang out with me. It was a good book. I'd recommend it. It was a nice short book, so you could have squeezed it in. If you're missing a book, you're a little short on books, and you're trying to hit a goal, you should have squeezed it in. That's all I'm saying. It was a nice like 4-hour read, so do better, be better. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let's put a sun. It's summertime, baby. Let's put a sun. I had a good reading month. How was yours? I hope you had a good time. I hope you read some fun books. I hope you expanded your horizons. Hope you read something new, maybe stepped out of your comfort zone. Please like and subscribe if you made it this far. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, or whatever, and I hope you're having a wonderful time celebrating whatever you may be celebrating. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.